All right, so it is 100 days of Modi 3.0, 100 days since Mr. Modi came back with a historic third term. But are the dynamics of the third term different from the previous two? Joining me now is Union Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, Mr. Kiren Rijju. Thank you very much, Mr. Rijju, for speaking with us. So clearly a lot has happened over the last 100 days in terms of welfare schemes and development. Projects worth 15 lakh crores have been launched both through the budget and off budget. 20,000 crores have been disbursed under PM Kisan. Some of the colonial era IPC codes have been changed. The whole thing has been now the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. But tell us, one of the contentions that's been made, and particularly by folks in the opposition, is Mr. Modi 3.0, his government does not have the same kind of majority that the previous two terms have had, and therefore the ability to take tough decisions, pass through reforms is limited. How would you respond to that?
First of all, we are very excited that within the first 100 days of Modiji's third term, we have been able to achieve what many governments could not achieve in their entire tenure. The total amount of expenditure which are going to be spent on the welfare schemes and other infrastructure projects, if you see the total amount in which is affecting life of the people, for the opposition party, they can't even imagine. The opposition parties have very limited thinking about the welfare of the people as well as to taking forward the country. That is why they are not able to understand. More than that, they are unable to digest that Modiji has come back to power for the third term. Now, first 1500 days, total 15 lakh crore money to be utilized for the welfare of the people, and many of which we have already started the process of implementation. And if you just break up little bit, 11,1111 crore is only for the capital expenditure. 3 lakh crore will be only spent for the welfare of the women. 2 lakh crore will be spent for the youth. Now, if you break up in this way, you will find how meticulously we are going to transform the life of the common people of our country. The 100 days agenda is not a sudden agenda which we have come up with.
Okay.
Before the election only, the process of preparation for the 100 days action plan was already on the move. And I, being a minister in many departments, I have personally seen how Modiji has planned out, not in compartmental basis, but linking all the welfare schemes together through whole of the government approach. So, in last 60 years during Congress regime, they have reduced India to a poor nation. Congress could not make India even an aspiring nation. Those nations which together came up with India, you see Singapore, Malaysia, Taiwan, Korea, China, we all started at the same time. But today, some of their income, Singapore, more than 20 times the per capita of India. Look at South Korea. They have 15 times more per capita GDP than India. Who made it? So, if opposition party is not able to understand the success of the Modi government, means they simply do not have the vision for the people of this country. That is why they are ridiculing it. The success of Modi government is decided by the people of this country. That is why we have come back to power for the third term.
But sir, tell me this. We have also seen in these past 100 days, in these past 100 days of the third term, U-turns or rollbacks, whether it was the UPSC lateral entry move that was rolled back, the draft broadcasting bill was withdrawn, the Waqf bill, and you are familiar with this, the Waqf bill was sent to a standing committee, basically put in cold storage. Again, the contention is being made by the opposition that, look, all these U-turns and rollbacks are happening because Mr. Modi does not have the kind of majority that he had in 2019 or in 2014. How would you respond to that?
No, we need not respond to this kind of unjustified remarks. Modi government do not function under the guidance or pressure of the opposition party. Our government is guided by the interests of this country. In terms of policies, there can be change in policies as per the need of the time, but that doesn't reflect on the governance itself. Our concern is how to make India a rich country, how to make India a developed country. The strong foundation has been laid in last 10 years, and we have started the process of implementation in a much faster rate in last 100 days. Modi ji has already promised to the people of this country that in his third term, we will work 3 times harder, 3 times faster, 3 times better. So that is why in this 100 days of our third term, we have executed and successfully implemented many of the schemes. That
But
is
how
why
do you
opposition
explain
people
the
cannot
U-turns?
digest.
How do you explain the U-turns?
They don't understand what is the meaning of adjusting the policies and programs. The Prime Minister can take decisions and take mid-course correction. How does it matter to them? As long as people of India are benefiting from our policy, how does the opposition parties are bothered about when we change our policies and all? We are changing the policies or we are implementing policies based on the need of the people. The opposition party is the most irresponsible opposition party ever I have seen. They have no moral right to even comment on our governance and achievement. These opposition parties, I tried as a parliamentary affairs minister, I tried to reach out to all of them. But from the day one, they played the negative politics. Right from the appointment of the pro-tem speaker, they boycotted. Is this part of the parliamentary democracy? They have broken the parliamentary system, the conventions. Never before there was an instance where opposition party boycotted in the election of the pro-tem speaker. For the first time, you are a senior journalist, you will recall from 1951 onwards, has there been a single occasion where the speech of the Prime Minister in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha is disrupted? Is it the way parliamentary democracy functions? When the opposition parties speak on their own turns, we allowed them to speak. When Prime Minister's turn came, they all jumped to the well of the house and did not allow PM to speak. I feel sorry for the opposition party. They are forget about behaving like responsible citizens. They have miserably failed to perform the duty of the opposition party. They are not fit to be even opposition party in our system.
All right. I want to ask one final question before I let you go, because you hail from the Northeast. Again, for the last 16 months, we have seen the situation in Manipur, including last week when there were protests by the students. How would you respond to the charge that the central government has mishandled this problem in Manipur?
First of all, one must be very clear and one must be very honest in talking about Manipur problem. The ethnic conflict between the Meiteis and Kukis erupted after the judgment and order of the High Court. The conflict between the various ethnic groups within Manipur and in other parts of the country are happening since Congress time. For more than 10 years, the Naga and Kuki conflict had taken place. For so many years, the Meiteis and Nagas had problems. Meiteis and Kukis had problems. There were years and years blockade in the Manipur. Did anybody bother to talk about that? Now, if anybody wants to see peace in Manipur, then please don't add fuel to the fire. They must understand that you have to appeal for peace, and peace will come when both the sides give up the arms and come to the negotiation table. Home Minister has, in a numerous occasion, engage with them and ask them to the negotiation table. So if you want to see peace in Manipur, appeal for peace. Don't add fuel to the fire. Don't instigate.
All right.
Don't try to create more problems so that they can defame the Modi government. Don't do that. For God's sake, please appeal for the peace. Tell both the parties, give up arms, come to the negotiation table. What Modi ji has done for the Northeast in 10 years, the Congress government in their 6 years rule, they could not do anything. More than 10,000 arms our militants have surrendered in last 10 years.
All right.
And these armed militancy were generated during Congress time. Congress is the genesis of all the problems in the northeastern region.
All right, Mr. Rijju, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for joining us here on CNN News 18 on this occasion of 100 days of the Modi 3.0 government.